Hey, how's it going? And welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something completely fresh, something totally new, and honestly I've been wanting to try this for a while now. This whole thing is brand new, so stick with me here. So if you haven't seen this game yet, let me set the scene real quick. This is how it starts. We wake up stranded on an island somewhere in the middle of absolutely nowhere. No clue what's going on, and our only real objective is to survive the forest for as long as possible. We start off with a small starter pack. Nothing crazy, just an axe and a couple of basic supplies, which sounds helpful at first until you realize how massive and dangerous this island actually is. Right away, I took some meds because, yeah, that just felt like the smart thing to do, and then we moved out into the forest looking for a good place to make a base. Not even that far in, we end up finding a cannibal camp, and yeah. Yeah, those guys are really something for themselves. Definitely not friendly, definitely not welcoming, and definitely not something you want to deal with on day one. We keep moving and eventually find a rundown camp with some supplies left behind. We grab what we can, take whatever might help us survive a little longer, and then keep pushing deeper into the woods, thinking things can't possibly get worse. Then we find a cave. At first, we weren't even sure we could go in it, but eventually we decide to send it. We go in, we run straight inward, deeper and deeper, and right at the end, we immediately turn the fuck around because there are some baby demons or something waiting for us down there. And yeah, absolutely not. After that, we hop onto a golf cart and start driving further into the island because apparently this island just has golf carts lying around. I end up finding my own golf cart, which is honestly huge. And while driving around, we find even more supplies, including the modern axe, a cooking pot, a letter, and a bunch of other useful stuff. We jump back into our golf carts again and then come across this person, who clearly had a pretty tragic end. We cut him down, grab the tracker and the flashlight, and at this point, things are already feeling kinda insane. I had a small accident right after that, nothing major, just a classic survival moment. But then, finally, we found it, the place, the spot. The place where we decided to build our base. It's perfect. Except for the fact that there's a cannibal camp basically in the backyard. But you know what? It's fine. Totally fine. And that's where we started building. So after that, we finally started putting up blueprints and actually planning out where our houses were going to be. We were flipping through the survival book, looking at all the different recipes and structures, trying to figure out what we could even build at this point. It's probably important to say that we were playing this game back in its very early stages, when there wasn't really a full story yet, and a lot of things just didn't work the way they were supposed to. Stuff was buggy, unfinished, and kind of broken, but honestly, that just made it even more interesting. We started chopping down trees and just kept building our bases piece by piece. Tree after tree, log after log, just grinding it out. At some point, I had to dispose of a body, which was, you know, just a normal survival game activity, and then we went straight back to work like nothing happened. The log sled, though, that thing was a real fucking savior. It saved so much time and effort, it honestly felt illegal how useful it was compared to carrying logs one by one. While all this was going on, I want to ask you guys something. What do you actually want to see on this channel? What types of games do you want to watch? Maybe some 100 days videos, maybe full 100% completions of certain games, or just more survival stuff like this. Let me know because I'm down to try different things. At one point we encountered this guy at our camp. And yeah, he didn't last very long. He had a pretty fast end. Water break. After that very important break, we went right back to work. Honestly, we spent pretty much the entire episode just working on our houses, slowly making progress, improving things bit by bit. I also started construction on a new and improved log sled because clearly the old one wasn't enough for how much wood we were burning through. As it started to become night again, we had a moment. not our brightest moment, definitely not something we're proud of, but hey, it happened. And then we had another moment a little later that same night because apparently we didn't learn the first time. While I kept working on the sled, I realized I needed cloth, which meant there was only one option left. So we decided to check out the local, very nice, very inviting cannibal camp. So we ended up stealing literally everything they had at that camp and thankfully found the cloth we actually needed. Mission accomplished. After that, we hopped back into the golf cart and drove straight back home like nothing happened. Except I forgot to put the parking brake on. So yeah. That happened. The cart started rolling away, so we had to ride all the way down just to get my car back, which was honestly embarrassing, but also kind of funny. Once that disaster was dealt with, we finally finished up the log sled. And let me tell you, the new log sled was an absolute jackpot. It was so much better than the old one. Instead of that sad little 8-log capacity, this thing could hold 12 logs, which felt like a massive upgrade and saved us so much time. We kept working on our bases for a while longer, and I started adding windows to my house. And this right here, was the biggest mistake of my life. I completely forgot to put logs facing upwards in the middle of my walls, which meant I couldn't build a proper roof. So yeah, I had to reconstruct the entire second floor just to make the roof work. Pain, actual pain. Eventually, I made a wall torch. We finished up what we could for the moment, and we slept through the night. Somehow. Then it was day. And suddenly it was night again, because time makes no sense in this game. Later that night, we had another encounter at our camp. More visitors, not invited. We dealt with them, got rid of the problem, and managed to sleep safely through the night again, which honestly felt like a win. After that, I decided to make a fancy campfire and started burning the bodies to get some bones, because that's just how crafting works in this game. And then, guess what we did next? We kept working on our stupid houses. At this point, the deforestation was absolutely unreal. Entire forests were just gone. And if you think my house is big now, just wait until you see my friend's place because it was on a whole different level. Then suddenly the chopper showed up, and as you can see, my stupid ass couldn't even light a flare to save my life. He just hovered there, looked at us for a bit, and then flew away like, yeah, no. Not long after that, I encountered Virginia, which was an experience. And to finish things off, I went on a hunting trip to catch some meat so I'd actually have something to eat later. After that, I went home for the night after my successful hunting trip. Cooked up some boiled meat for myself and threw the rest on the drying rack because, future snacks. We slept through the night safely, which honestly felt like a minor miracle at this point. The next day, I finally got around to making a proper bed inside, fixed up the second floor and the roof, added a balcony, and even slapped some sun panels on top to get some power flowing. Connected a light bulb, and we had light. Walls only a lifetime later, but hey, progress. I also made a shelf to put some things on so I could fit more in my inventory for when we go exploring soon. Just needed a quick little extra hunting trip to get some more supplies. Dried the meat, and then we were finally ready. We didn't have a destination in mind, just wanted to drive around a little and check out the island. We found a cave and went in, but it was a short one, only had a few cases. Nothing too exciting, just a quick peek. Then we rode around some more and came across a man holding a flare, waiting for us to die right in front of our eyes. Yeah, thanks buddy, Trauma added, appreciated. Later we found gliders at a camp. Super exciting, grabbed them, and then started driving again. We even rode straight through a cannibal camp at full speed and almost went off a cliff. Somehow we survived, and I tried out the glider. Makes the most horrible noise when you land, like nails on a chalkboard. Then we found a place with a helicopter leaving, and even more letters and supplies scattered around. One letter, a GoPro with a video that honestly wasn't that interesting. And yep, in true chaotic fashion, I accidentally drove over my friend. We found a golf club weapon, tried it out for a bit, and then headed toward an orange marker on the map. Turned out to be a digging site with a bunch of excavators and a little underground loot, but nothing too special. Almost drove over my friend again because apparently that's a theme now. We looted the digging site hoping for something important, but no, just boring normal loot. Finally, we put down the tent to save for the day because this is the beautiful and honestly unfulfilling. End of the first episode. Don't forget to press like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one because trust me, it's only going to get crazier from here.